Congratulations, Mr. Iger. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments. Congratulations for beating the tech companies to the punch by seizing the entertainment industry ahead of them. Congratulations for starting at the bottom and working harder, smarter, and longer than anyone else for decades, making it to the top. Congratulations for achieving all that you have by working. Apparently, Fox was among one of the possible candidates to purchase Star Wars. Congratulations for having the foresight to get ahead of the game with our myth's best interests in mind. Congratulations, Mr. Iger, for being completely out of touch. Earlier today, when I saw the news break that Game of Thrones had won an Emmy, I was reminded that Hollywood will never stop celebrating their own failures, turning inward, constantly feeding their own egos with their own flatulence, and instead of reaching outward and trying to figure out what people actually want. It is time to recognize that they will never listen. They won't listen because they simply think that they are right, and they want to continue to preach. They have been pampered so much that they are completely out of touch. They haven't even stopped for one moment to realize how far away that they have come and continue to go. The two cliffs of the giant exploding ravine of ideology continues to separate, moving further apart as now we realize that we can't even clash lightsabers any longer. We're too far apart. Instead of assuming that everything you have done is good, Mr. Iger, take a step back, away from all your wealth and comfort. Ask Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni why Solo, a Soy Wars story, flopped so hard. Don't trust any of the writers at Lucasfilm. They don't get it. They don't understand Star Wars. They will never understand what it has meant to all of us. They will never understand what Luke meant to us. If you had just made good Star Wars films, not awful ones, then I know for a fact that each and every single one of them would have made a profit. A large profit. With Marvel, at times you were releasing over 2 movies a year while serving the characters and fans well. Taking stories from the source material. There's source material out there that has been written, tons of it. And that's what they should have done. They dismissed it all, threw it away, and probably haven't read any of it. That is a problem. Does J.J. Abrams even read? Does Ryan... The MCU movies were always making a profit. Endgame, this could have been Star Wars. That, The Rise of Skywalker, this horrible name for the final movie, the last film to end shut up with the Skywalker saga. It's not the damned Skywalker saga. Not anymore, it isn't. None of this was. I refuse to allow you to call it the Skywalker saga. This is not the Skywalker saga. The Skywalker saga ended in 1983. You do realize that if Palpatine's alive, that destroys everything Vader was supposed to be? And Darth Vader, according to George Lucas, what he calls Star Wars is the story of Darth Vader. I mean, that's what it is. That's what he actually touts him as the main character. So this is from the White Slavers interview. While Disney has to be pleased with the way its $4 billion acquisition of Lucasfilm is turning out, thanks to the galactic success of The Force Awakens, the man who created the Star Wars universe doesn't feel the same. The universe doesn't feel the same way. In an interview with Charlie Rose, George Lucas spoke about everything from his and Disney's branching vision to the deal itself. Lucas, who has always been protective of his series and even refers to them as his kids, hasn't been looking back well on the deal with Disney. It's just, you should, I'm sorry, George, I love you, George, but you should not have sold this thing. You should not have done this. Part of me wants to say, you know, it's like, you signed it over, man. You signed over your mansion, and now you're letting them pee in the pool, or no, now you're letting them just bulldoze the thing over and put a Walmart there. I mean, I'm sorry, George. I love you, man, but you did this. You allowed this to happen. You know they didn't get it. You knew that they wouldn't get it if you had just thought about it a little more. I sold them to the white slavers. I sold them to the white slavers that takes these things, and Lucas said before laughing and deciding it to better not to finish. The father of Star Wars also opened up about why he and Disney Star Wars were split on their decisions for the franchise's future. They looked at the stories and they said, we want to make something for the fans, Lucas said. They decided they didn't want to use those stories. They decided that they were going to do their own thing. They weren't that keen to have me involved anyway. But if I get in there, I'm just going to cause trouble because they're not going to do what I want them to do, and I don't have control to do that anymore. And all I would do is muck everything up, he said. And so I said, okay, I will go my way, and I'll let them go their way. This is just sad. Force Ghost Jeremy says, this just proves everything we've been saying. George is Star Wars. I'm sorry, George, for how they've treated you and us. Quite honestly, like, this is a really sad thing, and I mean, this is why I've avoided making Star Wars videos, because everything is wrong with Star Wars now. Everything that is Star Wars is wrong. They don't know what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You don't understand. You don't get it. And if you continue to keep smelling your own farts and just, you know, taking in the participation trophies and assuming that somehow, you know, somehow everything's going to fix each other, and somehow the Mandalorian will save it all, and somehow